Hi, my friends. I'm Becky Garner, Master Certified Life Coach. And if you're here, it probably means that you're recovering from an injury and you're getting ready to start moving again, or maybe you're almost ready to start moving again. And getting that green light to go ahead and start moving after you've been through a particularly difficult injury or a long injury, it can really be a mixed bag of feelings. We can feel a relief and excitement that we get to move again. And if I'm being honest, for some of us, myself included, it can feel like anxiety or dread. We might have a little bit of fear of moving again, maybe fear that we might get injured again. And I can really relate to this because in the last 5 months, I injured my back and I went through some of the most difficult back pain that I've had in the last 20 years. And when I got the go ahead to start moving again, I felt really anxious about it. I started having a lot of thoughts like, what if I get injured again? What if I have another muscle spasm again and it lasts 3 months and I can't walk again? What if I make it worse? When we've been through a long injury or a really painful one, it can feel scary to start moving again. So this video is for anyone who's in that boat. And I want to help you understand why your brain gets anxious or nervous, a little bit worried about moving again. And then I also want to give you 3 amazing, powerful tools that are going to help you calm your brain down and start to move forward with confidence and ease as you start getting back into movement. So let's dive in. So I brought over my board and I wanted to show you what your brain's main job is. And I think this really helps us understand why our brain gets so nervous about moving again after injury. So as you've probably heard before, your brain's main job, its number one priority is survival. It's a protective instinct. It helps the species keep going. It keeps us alive on the planet. It's just something that runs automatically in our brain. There are 3 core areas in our brain that really work with this survival instinct. And it's called the motivational triad. The motivational triad. And if you want to learn any more about it, you can go to, I think it's called The Pleasure Trap is the name of the book. And it was written by Dr. Douglas Lyle and Dr. Alan Goldhammer. And you can look it up. But I love this because it helps us to really understand how our brain works and why we might be trying to do something. So the 3 main areas are conserve energy, avoid pain, and seek pleasure. Conserve energy just simply means it's our brain's job to try and get us to not use energy unless we have to. Avoid pain just means stay safe. Avoid danger at all costs. Don't go into things that are going to get you killed, that are going to get you injured, that are going to get you hurt. We need you alive. The brain's trying to protect you. Avoid pain. And this can mean emotional pain and physical pain. And then we have seek pleasure. Just go after the things that feel good. Our brain loves to go after the things that feel good because in the past, the things that felt really good are things that kept us alive. Those are our 3 main areas. And when we understand this, we can understand that since our brain is wired for survival and its job is to avoid pain, we're going to mostly focus on this area right here, okay? Since its job is to avoid pain, it's going to flag anything that feels dangerous to you. And the brain will flag anything like if something is new, if it's unfamiliar, if it's uncertain, your brain will flag that as dangerous. It's never done it before. It's never seen it. It might throw off a little alarm in your body, like a feeling of anxiety or nervousness to just flag, hey, there's something dangerous here. It is also going to flag anything from your past that has caused pain before. Anything in your past that's ever caused pain before, your brain will flag you and say, hey, this is dangerous. You need to be aware. You need to look out. It's that survival instinct. This is why we can walk into a dentist's office. Not everybody does this, but for some people, they walk into a dentist's office and just the smell alone will start pinpricks on their body and cold, clammy hands and sweat on their forehead. That's their brain just pulling a file. I like to think of my brain as a file. It has like a filing system in there, okay? And it's stored all of my memories. And it just pulls this file and it says, hey, last time you smelled the smell, this dentist put something very painful in your mouth and it was a really hard experience. You got the shot and it was not great. My brain's going to just remind me of all of that. Be careful. Last time you did this, you got hurt. And that's why when we start to move again after injury, we start to feel nervous and anxious. Our brain's, oh, the last time you got on a bike, you had a really big car wreck. The last time you did a squat, you herniated a disc, you probably shouldn't do squats anymore. The last time you turned your neck really hard, you got really stiff over there, you should probably turn your neck really gently. The most important thing is to understand that this mechanism is protective, not predictive. It's protective. It's just survival. It's trying to say, hey, be careful. But it's not predictive, meaning it's not an indication that injury is going to happen. That's an important distinction. And if you find yourself experiencing an intense amount of worry or an intense amount of anxiety about moving again after you've been injured, I just want you to remember this definition of anxiety that I heard from an individual named Humble the Poet. And I love this definition. He said, anxiety is simply overestimating the danger, underestimating your ability to handle it. That's it. Going for a walk, maybe starting to lift again, maybe starting to do physical therapy, maybe golfing for the first time after injury. Your brain flags that as dangerous. It's overestimating the danger. And then we underestimate our ability to handle it. So what I want to do is I want to give you some tools that are going to help you give your brain perspective. And then I also want to help you build a little belief in yourself and your capability that you are capable of handling this, of moving forward. So I'm going to give you some awesome tools for that. So let's dive into that part. Flip my board. Okay. So I've got a new picture up here for you. These are the 3 tools I want to talk about. Tool number 1, I just like to call it what if flipped. You've probably heard about what if thinking. What if thinking is when we start to get into, what if I get injured? What if I make it worse? What if I have to take a week off of work? What if I never feel better? That's called what if thinking. It's basically your brain imagining the worst case scenario. Your brain's just pulling up every possible thing that could happen. Once again, it's protective. It's trying to show you, hey, this might happen. Be cautious. Be careful. It's just trying to help you out. And we get into this thinking about all the worst case things. I love to just tell my brain thank you at this point. I'm just like, thank you, brain. Thank you. Thanks for showing me all the things that could happen. I got this. I like to talk to my brain like it's a person. I got this. It's all right. Thank you for showing me that. And then I like to flip it. Okay. Flipping it means instead of imagining the worst case scenario, I'm going to start purposely thinking about the best outcome, the best scenario that I could have. And we're just going to keep the same question, but we're going to focus it on all the good stuff that could happen. We're going to give it airtime to the positive things that could happen from that movement. What if it goes well? What if I do this and it's really amazing? What if it strengthens me and I can do more tomorrow? What if this is really helpful? What if my body is more ready than I think? When you ask your brain really powerful questions, it will give you powerful answers. Okay, so you have to be onto your brain. You have to be noticing what's going on in your mind and what you're thinking about, and pause it and go, wait a minute, I want to flip it. I'm going to start thinking about the positive things on purpose. I'm going to give airtime to the best outcome on purpose. This is so important because if you go into movement and exercise and you're feeling anxious, worried, defeated, nervous, that's going to create a chemical cascade in your body, because remember, your thoughts create your emotions, and that is going to release some cortisol, some adrenaline, and it's going to make you tense up. It's going to make you clench your muscles. You're going to move more rigidly. You're going to move more cautiously. And when you move rigidly and cautiously and you're tensed up, you're more likely to injure yourself. I just barely went through this with physical therapy. When I started going back to physical therapy after my injury, I noticed that I was moving really cautiously, really rigidly. My physical therapist was even like, Becky, loosen up, trust yourself. It's okay. So I had to really start working with my brain like, oh, wait, what if this movement's okay? What if I don't have a spasm? What if I start loosening up and I start feeling better? When I got there, I started to feel more relaxed. I started to feel more confident. And when my brain is relaxed, when it's more confident, guess what? My muscles are going to relax and they're going to be ready to go. And I'm going to be so much less likely to injure myself. Tool number 2 is visualize it. This is an oldie but a goodie. Your brain does not know the difference between thinking it and doing it. It does not know the difference between thinking it and doing it. And we have tons of research that shows this. So I want you to visualize it. And the way that we do that is I want you to visualize yourself moving with ease. Visualize yourself feeling strong. Visualize yourself doing the thing that you want to do the very most, and it feels enjoyable and good. And your brain will start programming your body to be able to move like that. So this last time when I got injured, I spent every day, I had a dedicated time every day, just 2-3 minutes of visualizing myself dancing. That's all I want to do. I was like, I haven't salsa danced since I was 26, since I initially injured my back. And I want to dance again. So I just started visualizing myself dancing, enjoying the dancing, visualizing my hips and my back moving in ways that it hasn't moved in years. And it was so fun, number one. But number two, I feel really close to it. So now I'm back into strength training. And I don't feel like the dancing's that far away. It feels very possible to me, and my body and my brain are ready for it because I started visualizing it. Tool number 3, when you're feeling really nervous and fearful about moving, I want you to give yourself a power up. I drew my little mushroom right here because the power up reminds me of Mario. If you've ever seen the video game Mario, Mario jumps up, he hits a little square, it puts a little mushroom out. When he eats the mushroom, it makes him tall, it makes him strong. Give them a power up. Giving yourself a power up is just bringing yourself back to your capability, your strength. We do this by remembering the times that we've moved confidently. Just once again, calling it up into our brain. Oh yeah, remember I used to love to play tennis and I was really strong and it felt really good and I've moved confidently there before. We remember our body's ability to adapt and heal. Your body is the most incredible thing. I love to think of my body as Wolverine from the X-Men. He could just heal all the time. He gets injured and his body just knits back together. My body, your body, it does the same thing. It takes a little bit longer, but we break a bone, it heals. We cut our arm, it heals. We sprain an ankle, heals. Your body heals and adapts, and it's incredible. And I want to bring myself back to that strength. I love to talk to my body and just say, thank you, body. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for working so hard for me. I want you to give yourself some really powerful thoughts like, I am capable. I am capable of experiencing hard things. I am capable of handling injury if it happens. I am capable and I have the capacity to experience difficult emotions. Those are very powerful thoughts. I want you to think powerfully, not positively. Positive thoughts can be really helpful. They can lift us up. But the thoughts that are going to empower us, they're going to be powerful thoughts. So think powerful thoughts. My body heals every day. I can do more today than I did yesterday. One of my favorite thoughts since I live with chronic injury is I can live with injury and have the life I want. And I truly believe that. I can live with injury and I can have the life I want. I do it every day. So I'm going to give you just a really quick recap. Just remember, fear of movement after injury is normal. It's protective, but not predictive. It does not indicate that you're actually going to get injured. And then we have our 3 tools. So remember, watch for the what if flipped, flip that around, focus on the best outcome possible, visualize it, start visualizing yourself moving, and give yourself a power up. Feed yourself powerful, confident, powering thoughts. And if you want to know more about mindset, if you want to know more about how mindset helps you with your pain, with your life, how life coaching can help, you can find me at beckygarnercoaching.com. Thanks for being here with me today. Take care.